What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we are live. Let me know in the comments if you can see me and hear me. I'm going to give this another shot because yesterday evening I was having some technical difficulties trying to get you guys the information. A lot of people were telling me they couldn't see me and hear me. So today I am simply just going live, and I don't have the streaming software. So the good thing about it is hopefully I'm going to be live and you'll be able to see me and hear me just fine. But the downside is you won't be able to see the articles up on the screen. So if you are live with me right now, if you could just do me a quick favor, let me know in the comments if you can see and hear me okay. I see some comments starting to roll in. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, and I'll go ahead and get started in just a second. And so what I'm going to be covering in today's video, while I wait for people to respond, is I'm going to be covering what's going on with the crypto market, what's going on with the forced stimulus check, the negotiations that are taking place in Congress. Also, I have some updated information on the unemployment, if you didn't see that in yesterday's video, and also just letting you guys know where things are at with potential state and local government funding. And at the end, I'll go ahead and take any questions that you guys have and see if I can do my best to respond and get you the answers that you're looking for. So we're giving this another shot. As yesterday, we had some technical issues. So hopefully today, this is going to go more smooth for you guys on this Friday, May the 21st. Hope you're having a blessed Friday. So before we dive in, don't forget, do me a quick favor, smash the like button. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. And if you would like to see what trades I'm doing in crypto in real time, consider joining the Patreon group as well. All right, so everybody says that it's looking good, sounds good, awesome. Thank you, Michael. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Christina is here with us. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get this live started so that way I can get you guys caught up on the latest. So first up, with the crypto markets, I'm going to be doing some more updates for you guys, but we are down. We're at about 1.6 trillion. Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down. Pretty much everything's down except for Tether, the only stable coin. But other than that, I will get you guys caught up on that later on. What are some of the Fibonacci supports and restraints or resistances that we might be looking at? But fourth stimulus check. So this is what I was trying to get you guys caught up on yesterday. There's all these articles starting to roll out, letting us know that there's been a new push in Congress for a fourth check. And we have 80 Democratic members of Congress that are now contacting President Biden and the White House requesting that a fourth stimulus check be included in the American Families Plan. This is the second part of that infrastructure bill where we will likely see stimulus checks if they're included. Now, at this time, there are articles coming out about the negotiations that are taking place in the White House as Biden is pushing to get GOP support. However, they're saying it is unlikely that they're going to get on board with such a large stimulus package. Right now, President Joe Biden is pushing for a $4 trillion infrastructure package. And what we're hearing is that GOP leaders are calling for something less than 1 trillion. So they're going to see if they can work out the negotiations and get something together. But at this time, we're going to see what unfolds here. But right now, it doesn't look like they're seeing eye to eye. Now, if that's the case, in order for them to pass it through, they're going to need to use the process of reconciliation once again. So as long as Democrats can stay unified, they'll be able to push through whatever it is that they want, which could include for stimulus checks, other provisions that are on their priority list. But we will see what unfolds with that. But right now, negotiations are taking place, and we're getting word that Democratic leaders are calling for fourth stimulus checks. Now, in addition to that, the child tax credit, as you guys know, which is going to provide $250 or $300 per month to parents with children ages 17 and under, and for those that meet the income eligibility requirements, that's going to be starting July 15th. The IRS has let us know that they are going to have a portal up here very soon in which you're going to be able to update your information and then start collecting those checks throughout the rest of the year on a monthly reoccurring basis. Now, you'll receive half of it in monthly payments and the other half in a lump sum. Now, in addition to that, also, I let you guys know the latest on unemployment. And if any more news comes up, I'll be sure to let you know. But at this time, we've received word that there are 21 states that have announced they're going to be putting an early end to the federal unemployment benefits and the $300 per week boost. So that includes PUA, PEUC, and FPUC. Now, depending on your state, they might be cutting off all three, or they might just be cutting off the boost. Now, I actually have the list up for you guys. I'll just read it off very quickly so that way you know which states are the 21 states that said they've been ending it early. Now, in a previous video, I covered the specific dates of when they're going to be cut off, but it's going to be Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, and Wyoming. So those are the ones that have said they're going to be ending the unemployment benefits early. Now, in addition to that, we've also received word that there are 36 states that are going to be reimposing the work requirements for unemployment benefits amid the hiring shortage. As you guys know, the jobs report came in significantly lower than anticipated, and a lot of GOP states are saying they want to end federal unemployment benefits and get people back to work. And they're also going to be reinforcing that in order for you to continue to collect unemployment, you have to be continually looking for work. And those 36 states are Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. That is the 36 states. So those are some of the changes that are taking place in unemployment as well. Now, as I mentioned at this time, the White House is currently working on negotiations for the next stimulus package, for the infrastructure package, and it's going to be two parts, as I mentioned, the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan. Well, the stimulus package that passed back in March of 2021, the American Rescue Plan, included in there was $350,000 for funding for state and local governments. So in other words, they're going to be sending out this money to states or to cities or to counties to use for their residents as they see fit. We've already seen the state of California provide a Golden State stimulus, and they're going to be providing stimulus checks to their state residents that meet eligibility requirements. We're also seeing some other states provide stimulus checks as well. So it is still possible now that as the government, the federal government, is sending over this funding, that there could be new programs set in place to help with rental assistance, stimulus checks, maybe some form of business funding, rental assistance. All of these programs could be starting up here very soon. I'll be sure to let you guys know here on the channel, but that could vary state to state, county to county, city to city, depending on what they feel will be most beneficial to their residents. So you guys, that is the latest on the negotiations, the stimulus checks, where things currently stand with the package, unemployment, and the crypto market. So just wanted to give this a second try, as last night having some technical difficulties, but wanted to hop back on here and give you guys a quick, straight, easy, to the point update that hopefully everyone can see and hear just fine. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and take some questions now and see if I can help anybody out. If there's anybody on here on an early Friday morning. So let's see who's on. Oh, yeah, we actually do have 80 people on. Let's see here. Josh says, hi. Hey, how's it going, Josh? Good to see you. Let's see here. Even planning on going on unemployment till September 4th, says Slap. Yeah, so if your state was not read on that list, the expiration date for the federal unemployment benefits is September 6th of 2021. And it's very likely if you're in a primarily Democratic state, like say California, New York, New Jersey, those states will very likely not end early. They're likely going to carry out till September 6th. Let's see here. Any other questions that I can answer for you guys this Friday morning? What do you do if my PUA in Pennsylvania has hit 0? Okay, great question. So this is a common issue with a lot of people, is when you hit 52 weeks, the systems are not able to handle that. Usually the unemployment programs, their systems are made to go 52 weeks. You can collect 26 weeks typically over the course of a 52-week period. Once you go past that, the systems normally are not made to go that far. So you're going to have to contact them to see how you're going to be moving forward with getting the current extensions. They might have you file a new claim. They might do something to their systems to extend it out further for you. But it varies state to state. So you'll need to contact them, unfortunately, and find out how it is that they want you to proceed. Let's see. Any other questions I can help out with? What's going on with the unemployment refund? Seems as though no one is receiving it. Yeah, Angel. So they just started sending that out. And I actually did a poll on my channel yesterday, since this is the first week that they started. And out of all the people that voted on the poll, 95% of people said they hadn't gotten it yet, and 5% of people said that they have received it. Now, what we heard from the IRS is that those that are going to be receiving it first are going to be those that are single filers with no dependents and have very simple, straightforward taxes. So they're going to be sending those out to them first, since they're the simplest, and they're going to start off with those, and then they're going to make their way through to the more complex taxes. So right now they just started. So not everybody's going to get it this first week that it started, but they're going to start rolling those out more and more as they go through all of the taxes and start refunding everybody that 10,200 on the unemployment, and also just tax refunds in general. Everything right now is delayed, unfortunately, with the IRS. Because they've got stimulus checks, the 10,200, and just regular refunds and taxes that need to be filed. So they've let us know that they've got a lot backed up on their plate. And in addition to that, they're getting things ready for the child tax credit as well. So they're saying just a lot of stuff is delayed at this time. So hopefully they'll get that out there soon, though, for us. So um, let's see if I can answer any other questions here. Michael is asking, what are the state requirements for stimulus? I'm guessing that you're talking about the Golden State stimulus for California. Be sure to check out some of my previous videos. I cover all the requirements. I don't remember them off at the top of my head, but I do remember that it was $600 for individuals, and I think $1,200 for couples. And I think you could get it if you were under a certain income requirement. Might have been 35 or 45,000. Don't quote me on that. Go ahead and check out my previous videos. I don't remember off the top of my head. But they've also proposed a second one for the Golden State stimulus, where they're saying about 2/3 of Californians could get this check as well. If you missed out on the first round, they're even providing more funding to get you a state stimulus check in this second round. Let's see here. What about households with dependents? Kristen asks. All right, Kristen. So, yeah, they're starting off the tax refunds with single individuals that have simple taxes. They're going to be getting to those with dependents and married couples in later rounds. So, it's very likely that if you are filing jointly or have dependents, you haven't gotten that refund yet, but you will hear very soon. But they're starting off with the simplest and the easiest ones first. They let us know. Um, Are stimulus checks automatic for states? Michael says. Yes. So for California, yes. They said you don't have to do anything except file your taxes. If you filed your taxes, they're going to be going off of that, and they're going to go ahead and do the rest to make sure that you can get that check. So it's not like you have to apply for it or anything like that. Just do your taxes, and they'll determine if you're eligible or not. Um, Michael Ramirez says, can you explain unemployment EDD? So EDD is for California. Actually, I think EDD is also, there's a couple other states that might have that EDD acronym, but California, that is their unemployment portal system. So if you are a regular W-2 worker that became unemployed, you can collect unemployment insurance, or UI. Normally in California, I think it's 26 weeks that you can collect. After that 26 weeks comes to an end, if the state unemployment is still really high, you can then go on to extended benefits, or EB, where the state will provide you some additional weeks to collect that unemployment. But if the unemployment rate in the state drops below a certain point, EB just suddenly shuts off. So that's happened in a lot of states. Their extended benefits cut off. People were like, what happened to my benefits? They just stopped. Well, it's probably because the state unemployment rate dropped below that point, triggering off the extended benefits. Now, if that happens, if you're out of UI and there's no EB available, then you can go on to the federal extension of PEUC that provides you with additional weeks. Right now, the current one set in place will take you out till September 6th. So that is if you're a W-2 worker that normally is eligible for unemployment. Now, if you're not, let's say you're a gig worker, let's say you're self-employed, you have a small business, then you're going to be applying for right now the federal benefit of PUA. That's for people who are normally not eligible for unemployment. You're able to get PUA. So it gives you some form of unemployment throughout the course of this pandemic. Right now, PUA is set in place till September 6th. And once again, any federal benefits They're set till September 6th, unless your state is one of the 21 states that has said they're going to be ending it early. So PUA should carry you out till September 6th, and you should be able to be set on that for right now. So that's currently the unemployment provisions that are in place, and that applies for California EDD as well. So if you need to contact Cal EDD, go ahead and go Google them. You'll be able to find their phone number, their contact information. Right now, it's really hard to get through on the lines. If you have issues, if you need to get on their website and things are blocked, they've been having a lot of problems with fraud, a lot of system crashes and issues, but keep trying to reach out to them if you need to get a hold of them. When you finally do, trust me, it'll be worth it. Let's see. Any other questions I can help you with? You keep saying September 6th. It's actually September 4th. Okay, well, I think that it is written September 6th, but it can vary state to state as to when they do the distributions and things like that. So that's one of the technical little things. Like, I think it was the same thing with when it starts and ends for the extensions. It varies depending on distributions, because not all of them send them out on the same days. So in your particular state, it might be the 4th. But if I remember correctly, I want to say in the bill, it actually says September 6th. I might be wrong, though. You might be right. But if I'm 2 days off, I apologize. Thank you, Steve. I like to know when we receive more similar checks. Yeah, so as far as a fourth stimulus check and when we might receive it, it'll likely come out probably just less than a week after the bill is passed. So right now they're working on the infrastructure package. It's going to be split up into two separate parts. The first one's going to be the American Jobs Plan. Second one, the American Families Plan. The American Jobs Plan, hopefully they're going to get that done here in July. We're hearing the push from Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leaders, but the American Families Plan, that second part, will come after. We don't know the schedule as to when, but that is the one where if there's going to be a fourth check, it'll likely be included in the American Families Plan. So if you're waiting to hear about a fourth check, keep your eyes open for the American Families Plan and see what's included in there. Now, at this time, there's a push from Congress to get it in, but right now it's currently not in the proposal. So we will see. As in today's update, I'll let you guys know that there is a new push from Congress. Just in the past couple of days, they wrote President Joe Biden saying we want to see a fourth and potentially a fifth check included in that bill. Let's see here. How will they be giving? Oh, good question. TM Design says, how will they be willing to give a fourth stimulus check when they are cutting unemployment? This is crazy. All right, great question, TM. So the way it works is you've got the federal government and then you've got the states, right? So the federal government just kind of encapsulates everything. It covers the entire nation. And the president and the way that Congress operates covers all of that. So they set into place all of these federal provisions and guidelines. Now, each state, each individual state, they receive their funding from the government, but they can choose if they want to reject those or not participate in certain provisions that are provided. Like when we had saw the LWA program, the executive order that was put into place by former President Donald Trump, I think it was South Dakota said, we're not going to participate in that program. We're opting out. We don't need that funding because at this time, our unemployment rate is so low, we've already pretty much recovered. Well, it's sort of the same thing at this time. They've put into place this federal guideline saying we need extensions of unemployment. And now all of these states are saying they think it's hindering their potential economic improvement rather than helping people. They're saying it's not incentivizing people to get back out into the workforce. So they're saying that they want to withdraw from those programs. So right now, you got to keep in mind that they're different entities. There's the federal government, and then there's each one of the states. So right now, the states are saying they want to pull out. Now, the federal government, they still can implement their rules and things like that and say that they want to have this done, but then it's up to the states as to if they're going to be participating. So they could say, the next stimulus package, we're going to put another unemployment extension. We're going to put a fourth stimulus check. We're going to do all of these things on a federal level. And then if for the states, for unemployment, states are the ones distributing it out. But for stimulus checks, that's going out from the IRS, or excuse me, from the Treasury. So that's federal level. So you still will get those. So it just depends on which entity, which government is going to be doing it. Is it federal? Is it state? Is it city? For example, Orange County, Florida gave out their own stimulus checks. That didn't come from the state, so not everybody in Florida got it, but it was that county. So we're working with different levels of entities. So great question. It can be a little confusing, I know, but there's all these different levels of government that are distributing out these different things. And so unfortunately, they don't see eye to eye. And if the state is distributing out that unemployment, the state can decide we're going to be cutting that off. But the checks are coming, the stimulus checks are coming on a federal level. Great question. Let's see if we got any other ones that I can help out with. Will they help people on SSI and SSDI? James Williams asks. Great question, James. So right now there is a proposal on the table to provide additional SSI benefits. At this time, I think it's kind of like the stimulus checks where it's been proposed, but it's not actually in the proposal, but we will see. I want to say there's over a dozen different provisions that have been proposed to be included, but at this time we haven't seen it yet. Miller says, 4 stimulus checks, please. I hope God is on our side. Yes, well, I believe God's on our side, and we will see if the 4 stimulus checks come out. James Williams says, I hear there will be no 4th check. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Right now, it's not in the proposal. Whatever comes out, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But at this time, we are hearing that there is a new push from members of Congress. TM Design says, so what happens to the money that the states are rejecting, that they're keeping from people? Good question. So I think that if they refuse to be a part of it, I think the money just goes back. I don't think they get to pocket it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. That's a good question. All right. So at this time, I don't see any other questions popping up here that I'll be able to help you guys out with. I'll take one more. Let's see here. Michael Ramirez says, one last question. I'm in LA collecting unemployment EDD, work sharing, working with reduced hours. Will I be entitled to the 300 weekly boost up to September? All right. So great question. Yes, I believe you can collect partial unemployment benefits. And as long as the state, and I believe California still is doing it, you still can collect it as long as you're eligible to receive it. So you're going to want to contact EDD and see how many hours, reduced hours you can get. Maybe you can get partial unemployment. I know they're also doing that in a lot of states with PUA as well. Well, here's another one. I'll take another one. Clay Family Vibe says, in Ohio, is the PUA ending altogether or just the extra 300? Great question, Clay. So there's another video that I did previously where I covered all the details as to which ones are just ending the boost and which ones are ending all of the federal benefits. So be sure to check out that one. I'm pretty sure they've got all the details in there for Ohio. James Thompson said, will there be a 4th check? We will see. And if there is, I'll let you guys know. And if not, I'll let you guys know as well. But right now there is a push from Democrats just in the last couple of days to Joe Biden to get it in there. Let's see here. Will Georgia still have unemployment or is it fully gone? Georgia. Okay, great question. Same thing. So Georgia, I think, is on the list to cut off benefits early, but I don't know if that's just the 300 or all the programs. Be sure to check out that previous video that I had where I let you know the dates of when things will be ending and specifically what programs, because some are ending just the boost and some are ending all federal benefits, PUA, PEUC, and the boost. All right, you guys. So I think that's it. I think the rest of them are just people asking specifically about their states and whether or not it's going to be the boost or just the federal program. So once again, if you guys appreciate this update, don't forget to smash the like button. It helps me out. It tells the channel it tells YouTube that you appreciate these videos, and then they in turn send it out to more people so that way they can get these updates as well. I hope that this was useful and helpful. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date as information rolls out on stimulus, on employment, Congress, the economy, cryptocurrencies, just anything having to do about money. Also, hit the subscribe button if this is your first time here. Follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. And if you'd like to see what trades I'm doing in real time with the crypto market and the stock market, be sure to join that Patreon group that's available to us as well. And with that being said, you guys, I hope that this video was helpful. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.